Hi, my dear students. Now I am continuing the topic of vocabulary. Now we can start up with the tests on vocabulary. In tests on vocabulary, the first test is slump test, second test is compaction factor test, and third test is flow test, and the fourth test is Kelly ball test, and the last one is VB test. In these tests, the four tests are most important. First, then that is nothing but slump test, compaction factor, and flow, and the last one is VB test. First, what do you mean by slump test? In this test contains definition, principle, apparatus, procedure, and types of the slump. In this test is used to determine the consistency of concrete or nothing but the consistency of stiffness, which indicates how much of the water has been used to make a powder to into a cement paste or nothing but a concrete paste. The apparatus used in the slump test is a cone. A cone is having a diameter of the 10 mm at the upper side, 20 mm at the downer side, and the height of the cone will be 30 centimeter. And cement, sand plus aggregate. All these three are filled up with the water content ratio in a particular manner. Like this, the paste should be filled into a 3 layers. With the help of tamping rod of a diameter of 16 mm, we should make into a 3 layers and completely tamped. Before that, the complete conical shape should be oiled to avoid a lubrication. After filling, after filling the cement and aggregate in a particular manner, the slump should be completely completely filled up with the concrete, and the remaining concrete should be trimmed with the help of trowel. Now slowly the cement mold should be lifted in a vertical direction as shown in the figure. After removing the fold and the slump, the concrete will be formed like this. Now measure the height difference between the conical shape to the after flowing of a concrete. With the help of this result, we can conclude that which type of concrete is suitable for particular work. In a table, we have shown there are three types of slump. One is collapsible, and second one is shear, and third one is true slump. As the name indicates, collapsible, the concrete completely collapsed and the water content will be more. In second shear test, compared to collapsible, the water content will be less. Compared to compared to true, the water content will be more. All we can see in the next slide. So these are the different types of slump: collapsible slump, shear slump, true slump. In the first, we can see that the difference between the original to the after collapsible concrete, the slump value is more, and though this we can call it as a collapsible. In the second, we can see this the height is less compared to collapsible, but the shape of the slump is like a shear failure. And the third one, we can see this. The third one, it is almost same to the previously done. The shape of the concrete is remains the same as a conical shape. So all in some cases true slump is adaptable, in some cases shear slump is adaptable, in some cases. So only see the second column, the slump value which is given. If the slump value is 0 to 25 mm, then the slump is called as a very low slump. If the slump value is 25 to 50, low slump. And if the slump value is 25 to 500, then we can classify it as a medium slump. And the most important high slump value is nothing but 100 to 175 mm. And we can see the applications also here, nothing but uses. uh, very slump value is used for the roadworks. Next, low slump value can be used for the foundation work, nothing but footings, And medium slump can be used for the reinforced concrete like a cement concrete, nothing but beams, columns, RCC slabs. And the last one is high slump. This is only used for the precast buildings or nothing but you can call it for the whenever the loads are more, whenever we are adopting the less deflections. In such cases these types of the slumps can be used. After the slump test, the second test is compaction factor. As the name indicates, this compaction factor developed for the Road Research Laboratory of UK is more precise and sensitive than the slump test, because in the compaction factor almost we are conducting the same like a slump test here, but here we are conducting in a two manner. One is a with the help of compaction factor apparatus and another one is with the help of manual hammering. We can see in the next slide. And normally the compaction factor ranges is 0.8 to 0.92. This test is known as a compaction factor test. First we should add cement, sand, aggregate and particular quantity of water should be added and thoroughly mixed, and then place the whole concrete mix into a hopper A. This is called as a hopper A and this is called as a hopper B, and this is a C, not hopper, it's a cylinder C, and the dimensions are given as prescribed by the laboratory of certification. We can add with respect to the cement sand aggregate. Here the hand scoop of the long is 15.2 centimeter long and the rod of a steel bar diameter of 1.6 centimeter diameter. First we should fill the cement sand aggregate into a hopper A. Here we can see a one lock is there. That lock should be closed before using of the concrete in a hopper A. As we know, this is an hopper A and this one second one is an hopper B and the third one is hopper C. A, B, C. C is a cylinder. First we should completely fill the hopper A. In such cases the log should be closed. After filling completely hopper A, now open the lock. Open the lock. The whole concrete should be transferred to the hopper B. Next wait for few minutes, few seconds. Again open the hopper B lock. Then the complete concrete should be transferred to the cylindrical mold. With the help of trowel, we should trim over the concrete which is present over the cylinder, then measure the weight of the cylinder. Now we are taking the cylinder weight with concrete. Now completely remove the concrete and measure the empty weight of the cylinder. Now we can get total how much of quantity of concrete has been added in a cylinder. After measuring the weight of the concrete in a compaction factor, nothing but a cylinder, now again do the same procedure by without using this compaction factor equipment. Take a only cylinder and fill the concrete with the three layers, first, second, three layers, and tamp it thoroughly with the help of tamping rod. Now measure the weight of the concrete. Obviously now we are making a manual compaction. In the previous test we did in a compaction like from dropping of concrete from higher elevation to lower elevation, higher elevation to lower elevation. The height is fixed. In second trial we are we are filling the concrete in this same mold with the help of three layers. Now measure the height of the measure the weight of the concrete which is present in a concrete. For determination of compaction factor, one formula is the determination of compaction factor. CF is equals to weight of partially compacted divided by weight of fully compacted. In this formula, by substituting the weight of the concrete in a particular manner, we can get the reading as we given in the graph 0.78, 0.85, 0.92, 0.95. If the value of the compaction factor is 0.78, then it is used for the road payments. Similarly, the slump value is 0.25 as we discussed in the previous experiment. Thus, if the slump value is 0 to 25 mm, the compaction factor should be 0.78. We can check it for the both tests, and the application is for road users. In the second, if the slump value is 25 to 50 mm, the compaction factor value is recorded as 0.85. Already we have seen in the previous slide the compaction factor value should be 0.78 to 0.7 to 0.95. If it is reaches to 1, nothing but the the concrete is compaction factor is 1, the weight of the partially compacted divided by weight of fully compacted both are same. So it should but may never happen in a practical manner. And the next important test is flow test. As we can see, next test is flow test. As the name indicates, flow, when adding a water to the cement sand, the con the concrete should be easily flow. This can be determined by flow test equipment. In this equipment, we are using a grip of 70 centimeter by 70 centimeter. Again, we are using a conical having a diameter of previously used in a slump test and a tamping rod of 60 centimeter height. We can see in the figure the cone is completely filled up with the concrete and they are lifting in a vertical direction with a slow movement. After removing the concrete can be seen clearly spreaded over the surface area. We can see here. Now measure the diameter of the concrete in a 3 direction, at least 3 to 4 direction. After measuring the diameter of the concrete, we can put it in a table. Later we will show how the flow test can be justified. Now see that if the flow diameter minus 25 divided by flow diameter minus 25 whole divided by 25 into 100 percentage, because we should express in terms of percentage. Now we can see in the table percentage of flow. If it is consistency, nothing but and dry mix, the percentage of flow will be only 0 to 20%. If the flow percent is 20 to 60, then we can call it as a stiff. If it is 60 to 100, we can call it as a plastic. If it is 100 to 120, wet, completely wet, nothing but almost equal to the paste. And the last one is slopy. Here we are taking more water. Next one is key ball test. So as per the VTU, we have never seen the question on this test. So only they will ask the different types of tests on a workability of concrete. You can go one for a slump test, compaction factor test, or you can go for the VB test, or you can go for the flow test. In this VB test is different and compared to the other tests, because in this VB test, which is related to completely on a time dependent test, because in the previous tests they have measured with the scale like a height, a diameter, but here completely we are measuring with the time. The cylinders which is used uh, here take care of some special cases, because we are using a different apparatus. First one is a cylindrical cone with a diameter as was previously used in the other tests, and a mold. And here the important is disc, transparent horizontal disc which is attached to the rod, we can see here. And the next one is a vibrating table and tamping rod and stopwatch. What we are doing here, we can see in the next slide. First, slump test is described earlier in the performed placing the place. Here the most important thing is the glass disc is attached to the swivel arm, nothing but here we can see Here only I will explain it. Cement, sand, aggregate, paste has been completely filled in this mold. Because a glass plate, you can see here, a glass plate is attached to the handle. So this is an attachable and detachable. Before that, the disc should be removed here. Then place this conical shape mold into the cylindrical mold. Now the mold has been transferred here. Then fill the mold with cement, sand, water, aggregate. Here the most important thing is stopwatch, because as we know already this test is completely dependent on the time. The same procedure what we are doing in a slump test, here also we are doing. The only thing is we are calculating the workability with concrete. Now assume the slump has been transferred into the cylindrical mold. Carefully remove the or vertically place in a vertical direction. Now the concrete the concrete shape should be like this, right? Over this concrete, just we are inserting a disc plate, which is you can see here, means below this disc plate the concrete will be like this. Concrete will be in a conical shape. Simultaneously we are switching on a vibrating table and stopwatch. After touches the disc over a top of the surface, how much quantity of the time taken for the conical shape concrete to the flat shape. After switching on the vibrating table,